Hello everyone. So I am actually getting ready to do some YouTube filming today. I just got my hair done, so I'm really excited about that. Also, one of the reasons that this video took so long because I meant to take it the week of my birthday, things got crazy, and then October hit because, you know, it's just busy season for weddings and for seniors because everyone loves the weather so much, and I just haven't had a chance to actually sit down and film this. And then when I had a chance to, my hair didn't look good, so I had to wait, which is just, you know, first world problems. So I will probably be making another video very similar to this one when 2019 comes to a close and we're getting pumped and ready for 2020. But I also just wanted to make sure that I took the time not only to let you guys in on all of the things that I'm doing, but also for myself to have this moment of reflection, and then also making this video so I can look back on it in the years to come. It's always really cool to me when I take the time to write things down, and whether I'm really happy about what's going on or really upset about what's going on, and then looking back and remembering what it felt like to be in that place. And I'm also working really hard now on living more in the moment and like appreciating where I'm at. But I think part of appreciating where you're at is also documenting that, so that way you can look back on things, and it just helps me whenever I need a little bit of like a reality check and perspective check. So I turned 26 this year on October 6th. If you know me, you know that my birthday is a huge deal and I love celebrating, and obviously like as you're getting older, the celebrations become less extravagant and less people are involved just because we're all getting old and everyone is living in different cities and has jobs, and some people have kids and families and things like that. But even with those circumstances, this year was such a sweet celebration to me because I got to celebrate with all of my different people throughout the week and the weekend. And then I spent my actual birthday laying in bed eating a cupcake, which is pretty much all that I could ask for. Like I said, I'm really into documenting the different seasons of life, whether that's through photos or writing in my journals. And this year, since I've been doing a lot of video, I wanted to document it through video. And honestly, this video is more for me, but I figured there's no harm in sharing with all of you guys too. So 25 was a huge year for me for pretty obvious reasons. In January, I took my business full time and left my job at the marketing agency. And that was a huge step, one that I was really scared about and thought and spent hours contemplating and figuring out and making sure that it was going to be the right move. But honestly, at the end of the day, it was kind of just a leap of faith. And I have been met with constant challenges and trying to problem solve and things that I wasn't expecting to run into. But honestly, like, best decision that I've ever made. It came at the perfect time, right when I needed to get out of the situation that I was in and start to be able to focus on my mental health, and also taking all of the effort that I was putting into my career, into myself, rather than into somebody else's business. And I know that not everybody gets the opportunity to do that. Not everybody can be turning 26, owning a business, and have the amount of flexibility that I have. So this is me just taking the time to recognize how freaking awesome that is. That's like so cool. This business and this past year of being 25 has taught me so much about myself. Things that I feel like I probably would have thought that I would have known about myself before 26, but it's all things that takes time. And one of the things that I've learned is that you can't really have that much of a timeline, and you kind of have to just enjoy life the way that it comes. And it's so funny because I feel like I had a vision for myself of what 26 was going to look like, and my life doesn't look anything like that vision, and I'm okay with it. I love my life. I would have never thought that I was going to be a full-time photographer, so that's really cool. I am living in a beautiful house that I love. I'm in a city that I love. I have friends that I spend a lot of time with. I've been focusing a lot more on girl time and investing in those different relationships, especially my long distance ones. So that has been a big goal and learning of 25. And I'm also, just when speaking of timelines, trying to, like I said, live a lot more in the moment and focus on the things that are happening now, and not be so focused on, well, what's going to happen next? Am I prepared for that? Is this where I'm supposed to be at this time? And so I think that's kind of a message that resonates with everyone, especially when I'm talking with my high school seniors and I ask them about, what are you going to do next? What do you think this looks like? And it's always so funny to hear the ages that they throw out and then compare them to all of the people that are actually that age around me, because it's so not what you think is going to happen. 25 also consisted of a lot of learning. I got to meet my absolute idol. If you know me, I talk about her all the time, Caitlin James. I got to go to her house and do a workshop with her. I took a ton of courses, learned a lot, invested a lot in myself, which is probably the best money that I've ever spent. And also, in speaking of learning, I learned to successfully get down a mountain on a snowboard, which I was very excited about. Almost broke my arm, but I didn't. I learned to stand up for myself to people that were a lot older than me and a lot further along in their professional careers. And so that was a huge confidence boost for me to be able to have those types of conversations for myself. I also went to the beach a lot more than I ever have in my entire life, which was a perk of being full-time, and then also making sure that I was focusing on me and doing things for me and not working like 80 hours a week. I started my YouTube channel, which was a huge endeavor, and then I also got to finish decorating my room, which I love, and now this is like one of my favorite places to be. So overall, it was a challenging year, I would say, but also definitely my most rewarding year so far. And I think the best person to compare yourself to is your own self, like your past self, the vision that you had for yourself. And like I said, this wasn't necessarily what, if you had asked me at 16 what I would be doing in 10 years, this is probably not the picture that I would have painted for you. But I think that also goes to show that this is so much better than the picture that I would have picked out for myself, and I'm really glad that what I envisioned then isn't happening right now. So I am saying these words a little bit for the people that are watching, and also mainly for myself so that I can rewatch this when I'm starting to feel really anxious about all the things that are happening. 26 is definitely going to be a really big year, not only for my business, but also for myself. And I am working on having a balance between making sure that I'm planning things so that things actually happen and the type A part of myself can relax, but then also just really focusing on the now and just kind of letting things happen and allowing space for things to be spontaneous and for things to happen, because those are most of the time my favorite types of memories. So right now I know that I'm going to have a really busy wedding season, so I'm pumped to dive more into that. I'm going to obviously continue with all of my seniors, and I'm really excited for my 4th senior spokesmodel team. The goal now is to make sure that I am preparing myself financially for the future, but then also putting a couple like fun trips in there with my girls and things like that. Rachel, aka Loud Hot Blonde, just let me know last night that we will be going to Mexico in February on an all expenses paid vacation, so I'm really excited for that. And overall, I want to continue learning new things. I want to find the things that fire me up. I want to be able to answer what do you do for fun with some really solid and awesome things. And I'm also trying to lean into the fact that the plan and goals that I set for myself are often just a small piece of what I can actually do and what the limit actually is. And so I have been working on my business planning for 2020. I've got some really exciting things that I want to do to make sure that I'm sustaining, but then also growing and continuing to add new things in and continuing to surprise myself. So speaking of which, I actually just got my power sheets in the mail. I don't know if you guys do them, but I ordered them last year to start. I was super slack about it and didn't really do it, but I did get to go through the first part of it, of the work that I did, where I wrote down basically my review of 2018, all of the things that I learned, and then where I see myself in 2019. And it was very eye-opening. All of the things that I was so nervous and scared about are all things that I have already accomplished and already pushed through and learned. So I'm excited to really take my power sheets seriously in 2020 so that way I can go back and look at all of the ways that I've grown. So if you're interested, I can share more about this process and what my final results for myself look like when I actually sit down and do the work. I've kind of been brainstorming here and there, but this is going to be like the final, okay, I put it in writing and so now I have to do it type thing. So overall, I am so thankful for everything that happened in my 25th year and all of the years before that. I'm so pumped to be 26 and see what this year looks like as 26-year-old, boss lady, business owner, all the things. And as always, thank you guys so much for following along with me and supporting me and watching my videos and booking sessions, and just words of encouragement are also really just awesome. Even it's always the little things. I'm a words of affirmation and quality time girl, so you know that means the most to me. So happy month into being 26 to me, belated birthday, all the things. I'm gonna go get another cupcake.